Welcome everyone to Tea with Elsa. It's Tuesday evening. I just got to Germany and I was reminded that it was Tuesday. So I'm sorry my Tea with Elsa has been a little bit random as I travel. But for any of you guys who are stopping in to watch me, I am here and I'm staying in the most beautiful little tiny house. Thank you, Sabine. It's just awesome. The beams up above, it's just beautiful. I get to sleep in the loft and there's a window up there. So anyway, I'm feeling very at home here in Germany. It was sad for me to fly away from Portugal this morning, but you know, I landed on my feet, I think. Good evening, Christian. So I thought today I want to talk a little bit about how important the small, quiet moments are. Often people come to me with a problem. My horse has too much fight, or my horse has too much flight. They're running away from me, or they're fighting against me. They're not working with me as a partner. And you know, it's not really the high stress moments that matter in these cases. The high stress moments let us see where the issue is that we want to solve, and that's certainly good. But it's the small, quiet moments where we really solve the issues. Often I'm asked if there is an advanced freedom-based training course. And the thing I always say is the advanced training course is doing the beginning stuff better. This is something that really I got to feel a lot when I was with you, Sandra, in Portugal. It was really awesome to just start at the beginning again. Look at the foundation work. How good is the basic ideas? And the thing that really drove this home for me is when I think about if a horse has a tendency to go to fight or they have a tendency to go to flight, how do we solve that? You know, if they, in a high stress moment, tend to run away, the way we balance that out is with the playfulness in the quiet moments. A horse that's really good at being playful and interactive and interested and curious and engaged in the quiet moments is going to be less likely to run away when the stress gets higher. And a horse that is apt to fight when the stress gets higher, we tackle that in the small, quiet moments with yielding. You know, can they step gently away from you and then be comfortable with that? And you don't even have to ask for that. Just notice those horses that make room for you at the water trough or make room for you to step up next to them at the hay pile. Not the horses that bump into you, because the bumping into you is more of a playful maneuver. It's the horses that just make a little bit of extra room for you to be there comfortably with them. Those are horses that are going to be less likely to fight when the stress gets higher. So it's kind of like yielding is the thing that fixes fighting. And playing is the thing that fixes flight. Now, you can't fix it all at once. It's all the small moments put together. It's all the little things that you share with your horse that over time starts to shape their personality. Then, of course, we have the horses who do both. They have fight and flight. Okay, so they run away while kicking and leaping and bucking and striking out at the world. And those horses that do both fight and flight at the same time, guess what? They need more yield and more play. And that feels a little bit confusing because we like to think in linear straight lines as people. And the fact is, it's more of a global circular feeling. it's nice when a horse only tends to fight or they only tend to run away. It's a really clear indication of what we need to do. The horses that run away and fight at the same time, those are a little bit more challenging. They need a little bit more. They need a little bit more support of being encouraged to interact in playful, quiet, easy, gentle ways and yield in really soft, easy ways where they make room for their friends. So I've been thinking about this a lot because I see horses all the time that are great when the stress is low. But then when the stress goes up, they have these issues. They run away or they fight. And this is inconvenient for us as people. In more dominant training methods, we tend to teach horse to freeze instead of fight or flight. If they feel stress, the only reasonable response is just stop doing anything, just freeze. But in freedom-based training, we really want to look at the fight and flight as really good information. Okay, so instead of getting stressed, could we lower the stress with playful moments? Could we lower the stress with yielding moments? Could we lower the stress with thinking moments? Instead of reacting from the stress, can we lower the stress? And the way we do that is before stress even hits, before the horse is upset, in those small, quiet moments in the barn, when they're eating hay, when they're hanging out with their friends, when they're sleeping. Those small, quiet moments are where we build the skills they'll need in the stressful moments. So here I am drinking tea. It's the end of an awesome travel day. It's my first day here in Germany. And I think it would be good for all of us to think a little bit about how do we strengthen the small, quiet moments so that we're more capable of handling stress when it pops up in our life. So stress creates fight, flight, or freeze. If we can lower stress before it becomes overwhelming, we can use thinking, yielding, and playing to lower that and keep it functional. And I really do think it's that simple. I know that may sound too simple, but simplicity is beautiful. If we can really just sit with that idea and foster it and develop those little small moments, the big stressful moments aren't so bad. And that's, I guess, the thought that I want to share with all of you this evening. So yeah, Christian, it's about filling the bank account in moments when there's no fight or flight. Let's see if I can see more of this comment here. No, it won't let me see. Oh, there it is. Okay. So not even a tiny signal of the horse before the next second there'll be happening fight or flight. So yeah, I think even more than that, Christian, it's not about avoiding fight or flight. It's about strengthening the tools the horses have to such an extent that they help themselves, that they don't feel they need to go to fight or flight, that they have had such good support building their playing instincts or building their yielding instincts, that fight or flight just doesn't even feel like it's necessary anymore. It's not so much that we have to manage it, although we can. It's that we build so much strength in the horse's own natural resources for stress reduction that we don't have to manage it anymore. That's the goal. And it's about filling the bank account. The more we fill the bank account with those little small things, the less the horse needs to react. I guess the thing that really struck me this week was quite simply the connection between horses that go to fight when stress is high are usually also the most playful in the quiet moments. And horses that go to flight in the stressful moments are usually the ones that yield the best in the quiet moments. So we can use that information by building the skill the horse doesn't have naturally in the quiet moments to really support them if the stress does become overwhelming. So I hope that helps you all. I'm going to finish my tea here and do a little bit of work on the computer and then settle into bed and sleep my first night here in Germany. I can't wait to start the clinic this week. It sounds like we've got a great group. I'm sure I'm going to see some of you there. And then I'm on to New Zealand after that. So thank you guys for joining me for tea. I hope there were some good thought-provoking ideas for you. And I'll see you next week. I'll try and be a little bit more organized for Tuesday tea with Elsa.